Baby, you are gonna go broke showing turkeys like these.
Now we're talking turkey.
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
It's turkey time. Gobble, gobble.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Let's Talk Turkeys. I'm your host, Movie Miss, and I'm being joined this week by my co-host, Drive-In Dave. Hello, sir.
Hello. It feels like it's been forever since I've seen you. What have you been up to? I see you got the beard growing and everything. I mean, this is just.
I know, you could mistake me for Sasquatch if we were in the wild. It's pretty bad. No, I'm good. And I'm looking forward to this recording today, actually, because I have never, until we brought it up for the show, I have never seen this movie. So this is a Patreon exclusive commentary track for Point Break from 1991, the first one with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. You suggested this one because you, I think, said you had fond memories of watching it growing up, correct?
Yes, growing up, this movie was the shit. As a kid, me and my friends loved watching this movie. I think we idolized Patrick Swayze in this movie.
Oh, he was on his thing for sure. Roadhouse and all that, and Ghost. Like, he was mainstream. He was a dude's dude. The chicks loved him. I love Patrick Swayze. And I don't watch movies simply because somebody I like is in them. That's not enough for me. But I love him. And Keanu Reeves is okay. This is his early stuff, which is, pretty much he plays the same character the whole time.
Yeah, actually, it's funny that you bring that up because when I watched this to prepare for this, I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and I told him what we were going to be doing. And so he's never seen it either. So I exposed him to it. He came out saying the same thing, that this was before he became John Wick and everything. Like, this is that early stuff that you're just like, okay, Keanu's okay, but he's still essentially coming off Bill and Ted.
Yes, he's still a little green, still kind of playing Keanu in every role. He's the only part of this movie that was, I mean, the whole movie obviously is ridiculous, but he's not believable to me. I was like, this dude is not an FBI agent. I don't care if he's a rookie out of the academy, whatever. I don't buy it for 1 second. Sorry.
I have fond memories growing up with this movie. Going back to it, it does not live up to the expectations of those fond memories.
So my husband loves this movie. Other guys I've asked about this movie all love this movie. So I feel like that's why I never watched it, because to me, it was always a dude movie.
It is.
We'll get into it. This is a 2-hour, 2-minute movie. We're doing it for Patreon because it's a Rotten Tomato critic score of 71%, an audience of 79. It is not a turkey. I would argue it's a turkey to me.
I kind of knew going in you weren't going to like it. So that was one of the benefits of watching it, was like, oh, she's going to hate it. I'm going to love that.
I didn't hate it, but because I watched it 3 times in preparation for this, to just take all of it in, I don't think I ever want to watch it again. I think I'm good on viewings. So this is, like I mentioned, a commentary track, a watch along. So everyone out there, if you want to queue up your copy, whether it's streaming or you have a hard copy, either way, we have paused it at exactly 16 seconds in, right after the Largo logo for the studio has gone away. The screen is fully black. So if you want to sync up with us, we will get this party started.
I will go as sync as I possibly can, because I'm sure you're streaming and I have the hard copy.
Got a hard on for Swayze. He is a beautiful man in this movie, I will say.
He's awesome. He makes him and Gary Busey make this whole movie for me.
We will get into that. I fucking love me some Busey. I was expecting him, honestly, to be crazier because this movie was filmed post motorcycle accident for him.
I was wondering that. I was actually going to ask about that because I couldn't tell if it was or not.
I was shocked that he had it all together for this.
It must be because the brain had not fully kind of given up on him yet.
All right, let us jump in. We're going to hit play, everyone, in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So we should now be seeing some waves, and it says Largo Entertainment. If it does, you're in the right place.
I'm in the right place.
All right. turn this
There's
down
no
a
way that's
little.
J.J. Abrams.
No. So a Catherine Bigelow film. This was directed by Catherine Bigelow, who at the time was married to James Cameron. He
I feel
actually
like
helped on
everyone,
this film.
that kind of makes sense because of the whole ocean vibe, and I feel like he's an ocean file.
Yes. They actually met on the set of her film Blue Steel in 89 with Jamie Lee Curtis. The way this is shot now, going back, like I said, first time viewing for this, these surfing shots, the wide shots, some of the action scenes, you can tell you're watching Catherine Bigelow's work.
Which is funny because with the slow motion, to me, it feels like a Zack Snyder film.
You think so?
I kind of, because I mean, Zack Snyder, I mean, he's famous for taking a, hour and a half movie and turning it into like a 5-hour epic because he's got to have multiple slow motion scenes.
So Catherine Bigelow, James Cameron, she was wife number 3 for him. He had said that she was a female version of himself, and that's why they got along. I kind of see that in her directing style. She did Zero Dark 30 and The Hurt Locker, which she got Oscars for. But I like her movie Near Dark from 87. The vampire
Never
movie
seen
with
it.
oh, what?
I knew that was coming. The moment I say I haven't
What?
seen a movie you've seen, you immediately go into gasp. I mean, I feel like
Well,
you
that
gasp
one
so much you should have like an oxygen tank
that,
near you.
that one's a cinema staple. Like if you're a cinephile, that's a classic one that you've got to watch. Okay, so we're opening here on Keanu at his FBI, I don't know, final training certification test thing, firing his weapon. Good job, Utah. So his fucking name in this. Oh, there it is. James Cameron, executive producer.
Yeah, my friend said the same thing. He literally looked over at me and rolled his eyes when he saw Johnny Utah. Really?
Right?
I expected him to be like, "Is this a porno?"
Is that the fucking stupidest name? I'm Johnny Utah. You made that up. That is not your name, sir.
No, that is whoever wrote the script for this did not think the names out very clearly with that.
Or maybe they did. I mean, it was written by Rick King, who is a writer director himself. He did Varsity Blues, Patriot Games. Oh, I'm sorry. That's W. Peter Iliff did Varsity Blues and Patriot Games. So here's John C. McGinley.
It is so strange to see him not yelling at Scrubs.
I liked him in Stan versus Evil. He's fucking amazing.
I loved him in Scrubs. I mean, that's where I first discovered him, and I mean, I forgot that he was in this. That like the first breakout role for me that I was like, I fell in love with his work in Scrubs.
So he's introducing this whole LA bank robbery department that Johnny Utah, who his name sounds like an alias from a video game. Every time I say it, I'm like, but anyway, the bank robbery thing in LA, he's like, we're the bank robbery capital of the world. And I was like, are you? So of course I looked it up. FBI's 7-county region in and around LA had 2,355 robberies in 1991 alone.
Damn.
That's a statistic that is actually out there. I found it. And they are the 7th highest ranking urban area. All of the 7 highest ranking urban areas lumped together is still less than LA. Like that's how many robberies they had.
I do want to point out that this is the first time I'd ever heard the phrase young, dumb, and full of cum.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So then we cut to the pool. This is funny. Where they're diving in and having to blindfolded find bricks. And Busey's character is so frustrated. He doesn't know why he has to do this. Busey irritated face. I love it.
I love Gary Busey. The man is just every movie he's been in, I've enjoyed the shit out of.
So he's whining about having to be partnered with Keanu Reeves' Johnny Utah. And he doesn't realize when he's got the blindfold on that Utah's standing right in front of him and he's talking shit about him. Some quarterback punk Johnny Unitas. So I had to look up who Johnny Unitas was because I was like, what? Who? Do you know who he was?
The football player, right?
Quarterback for 18 seasons in the NFL, mostly with the Colts from 56 to 73.
I'm surprised and impressed that I was able to identify that he was a football player because
That is
I know
impressive.
nothing. Yeah, I know nothing about football. My football knowledge pretty much begins and ends at the John Madden games.
Okay. So this is our first introduction to the ex-presidents. I almost said dead presidents. At the time, it was just ex-presidents. Yeah. We've got Reagan, Nixon, Carter, and LBJ, and they are robbing a bank at gunpoint.
And I mean, I'm sure everyone who's listening to this has seen this movie, so we can possibly get away with some spoilers. But my friend had not seen it. He knew exactly who was under the Reagan mask. He's like, that's who I think it is, right? Yep.
Swayze.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell by the voice.
Well, not just the voice, but the actions and the fact that it's like, who else are you going to put in Reagan? I mean,
yeah. This is quick, man. They always pride themselves on getting in and out in 90 seconds. They don't get greedy. They just grab all stuff from the teller drawers. They try not to shoot anybody, and they're just in and out. And they are robbing LA blind, apparently.
And they're good bank robbers too. I mean, like I said, they don't kill anybody. It seems like they're just having a good time.
Right? Air Force One their car. So they're all running out the door, and like Nixon's like, I'm not a crook.
I love that.
There it is. And then he moons them, and his ass says thank you. Why would you do that? Because now we see they're looking at it on security cam, running it back. What an idiot.
He's dumb, but at the same time, he's probably young, dumb, and full of cum. But I mean, like, I guess you can get away with it because there's no identifying, things on except for the thank you on the ass. So
true. His ass is identifiable.
Yeah, and this is before technology got to the point that it's like you could probably, like, now if I were to moon somebody in a bank, they'd probably be able to like pinpoint my ass immediately. Be like, well, this dimple here obviously leads to this person.
I get frustrated with this because Busey and Reeves are going back and forth here watching the video talking about everything. And I don't like that Pappas, Busey's character, basically is like, has the attitude of giving up. It's like, dude, this is your fucking job. It's given up so easy.
The movie gives FBI agents in general a bad name because even these two douchebags come off like complete assholes. It's like, okay, we're trusting you to protect us and to hunt down killers and criminals, and you're a complete dick.
Yeah, watching them just be dicks and douchebags, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
FBI, okay. I wanted to mention the budget for this movie, 24 million, and it did 103.5 at the box office, over 4 times its budget. So it killed it. People were loving this.
And this was, what was cool about this was that this was back before you hit that point in Hollywood where if you have a blockbuster, you're immediately churning out multiple sequels. I mean, like, if this came out today and did these kind of numbers, we would be on like a Fast and the Furious schedule of every 2 years there's going to be a new Point Break.
Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't do that, honestly, with this one.
Yeah, that's what I miss about the 80s and the 90s, is that very few times did you get franchises out of hit films.
Yeah, they didn't have to be fucking trilogies every time you had a movie that was a hit. Oh, better make it a trilogy.
Exactly.
It's like, fuck off. So this is where he's really giving up on his job. Johnny's got some ideas, hot out the gates, ready to catch these guys. And Busey's like, they're ghosts. Like, forget it. We can't catch them. Like, really? You're giving up? I like
I
that he
almost expect.
pisses him
I was-
off.
I love the looks on everyone else, their faces too, and they're like, "Are we really watching these two cops argue?"
Yeah. Yeah. He gets him so pissed. And then he's like, good, use that anger now. Let's go find these fuckers. That was a little mind fuck. Good job, Johnny Utah. You get an extra life.
They don't call him Johnny Utah for nothing.
He's a video game character, I swear to God.
Either that, or he's just a really, really big Mormon.
All right. So they're going to devise a plan here to catch these fucking bank robbers. Fuck these guys. The ex-presidents. They're surfers. Like, if this is your fucking theory, so they look at the video here and they figure out the dude's got tan lines on his ass. So that means he's a surfer. Now, I would posit that when we see them surfing, they're wearing their short sleeve wetsuits.
Yep.
They would not have a tan line like that, like they're wearing swimming trunks.
No.
Right?
Yeah, the tan line thing makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, a lot of the other evidence that he's coming up with makes sense, but the tan line is the one thing that you're like, that doesn't quite track.
Not at all. But they talk about the wax that surfers use for their boards here, and suddenly they're all amped up and excited and ready to go now. We're on to something now. Oh, Lord. So I had to look up what?
Are they drinking on the job?
No, it's off hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're having dinner, so the Chinese food there and the beer. They're chilling, just positing back and forth what could be the situation. I had to look up the term point break because I was like, clearly it has something to do with surfing. It means where a wave breaks and hits a place of land jutting out from the coastline. So it's a surfing term, sort of. I don't know how that applies to the bank robbing, but the surfing part.
I mean, the whole movie is basically just this felt like the kind of movie that they wanted to make just because people wanted to get together and have a good time and surf.
Oh, it wasn't just that simple though, because Swayze, Lori Petty, and Keanu all trained with a surfing pro, Dennis Jarvis, in Hawaii for 2 full months prior to filming, because they wanted to be believable in their surfing scenes when they were showing them up close.
Oh, okay.
So they actually put in a lot of work for the surfing part of this. During filming, Swayze cracked some ribs. He did most of his own stunts. I mean, they were in this, trying to make it as believable as possible, and I have mad respect for that. So the trick here is Utah had to go get a surfboard at a local surf shop, and now he's going to get out there and befriend the locals to infiltrate and try to figure out who the bank robbers are. Great plan.
Especially the fact that it's like, okay, if you don't know who the bank robbers are at this point, and you're standing at a beach,
yep,
in a suit, looking like an FBI agent holding a surfboard.
You're not conspicuous at all.
No.
Now, I will say, the movie I mentioned is slightly a hair over 2 hours long. There's a lot of scenes like this. Shots of surfers, waves, in and out of the water, just because they want to show it, because they can. And I feel like you could have cut 15 minutes easily shaved off out of this movie if you took bits and parts of this kind of shit.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that going around watching it again, because it's the first time I've watched it in a number of years. And I think that's one of the reasons it didn't hit the way it did when I was younger, is because it's a little long and there was stuff that could have been cut out.
Now, granted, this scene matters because Lori Petty's character rescues him when he gets, downed by a wave. But yeah, really lots of little extraneous 15 seconds here, a minute there, all the surfing and water shit. You totally could have shaved 15 minutes off.
Oh, yeah. And I want to bring up with Lori Petty that she's one of those actresses that I love, but I forget that I love her when I'm not watching a movie of hers.
You know what? Honestly, I haven't seen that many movies with her.
I've only yeah, I've only seen a couple, but like whenever I see her in something, I'm like, oh, I love this woman. She's awesome. And then I forget about it later.
Yeah, Tank Girl,
Yes.
A League of Their Own, a really bad horror movie with Lou Diamond Phillips called Route 666, and this is like the only things I've ever seen her in.
A Route 666 I've never heard of. I have to look it up because it is, I mean, okay, it's got her
It's
and
fun.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
It's fun.
That's got me sold.
It's like a Tubi movie. It's probably on Tubi.
I'll have to check it out. Tank Girl I've never seen, and it's mainly because I never have the opportunity to watch it, and I need to.
It's weird. It's cool. So yeah, she's Tyler, and she's a local surfer. So Keanu's kind of watching her here, Johnny Utah, with his binoculars, trying to watch and see where she goes and what she does. Maybe she's somebody we can infiltrate in more ways than one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's exactly why he's spying on her.
Yeah, watching her strip under her towel in public. But you know what? As somebody who grew up in the 80s at the beach, this is exactly what beach life was like. I was there.
And so you did that. You put on some cut off jeans with no underwear.
I didn't have to do that. We just put it on right over our bathing suit.
I was gonna say, I was like, how many people actually like the? I would assume you would just put it on over your bathing suit. You wouldn't just take that off and then no underwear, cut off jeans.
So this made me laugh. They're looking her up in the computer because he got her license plate, and it says female, blue eyes, black hair. She's 5'6", 119 pounds, right? I looked it up on IMDb, and Lori Petty's actually 5'8". So when I was watching, knowing that after going back a couple times and watching the scenes with her standing next to Keanu, who's like 6'1" or something, you can tell she's 5'8". She's not fucking 5'6". I was like, I guess they wrote that in and just didn't change it.
Probably not. I mean, not many people are going to sit down and analyze a character's height compared to the actor. I mean,
I just thought it was
people that
funny.
are like, yeah, I was gonna say only people that are obsessive and like to rip apart movies tend to do that.
It's my job, as you like to
No,
say.
it's your passion.
It's my passion. Oh. So this was shot in various places in Utah, Oregon, and Malibu, California. So I don't know where this must be California because I see the beach right out there.
So Johnny Utah was in Utah, Oregon?
No, Utah and Oregon are two different states.
Well, you said Utah,
comma, Oregon, comma,
didn't say
and
comma,
Malibu,
though.
California.
You didn't say comma. I'm curious what parts were shot in Utah, though. Oh,
Probably
I think
later in the movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think I know you're talking. Okay.
We'll get there. So what do you think about Lori Petty's look in this movie? I love her with the short black hair. I think she looks great. And those big blue eyes.
Yeah, she can pull the look off.
Yeah, she's adorable.
It's such a 90s look too. I think that's one of the things I like about it is it's nostalgic to me. Like you know, you're a child of the 80s. For you, it's the 80s. For me, it's the 90s.
Yeah. I like the surf culture too, because I grew up around the beach. So this did do that for me. I will say it was very nostalgic, all the beach stuff. I was like, oh, it didn't save the movie for me, but it was still really enjoyable. So
I'm not a beach person, so I did not have that connection.
Okay. Well, you grew up on the movie. That's a connection. But he's doing a shit move here, which I get. He's just trying to do his job and there's no emotional connection to her yet. But he found out that her parents died in a car crash. So he's saying to her, well, my parents died in a car crash and blah, 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 trying to like connect with her. It's such bullshit. I got so mad.
But he's a cop. This is what they got to do. They got to get in to make the connection and catch the bad guys. And this is
Utah always gets his man, even though he's a rookie. Oh my God. So what do you think of the soundtrack of this movie overall?
It was pretty good from what I remember. It was like not it's not at the top of my 90s soundtracks. It wasn't terrible.
So yeah, I like a lot of the music. Mark Isham's score was actually released on vinyl as out of print now, but I enjoy that during the montage sequences and other things. Well, here's a montage sequence now where she's teaching him how to surf, how to be on his board on the sand to learn his balance. That is a true thing. I had to do that when I was taking up surfing. Before they even let you in the water, they're like, we got to learn how to be on a board.
Yeah, but did you have people walking by you laughing at you, and then you have like this drill sergeant of a teacher like basically giving you shit?
Nobody was laughing because the beach was way more crowded than that, and everybody's minding their own fucking business. Like, nobody cared what everybody else was doing. It was such a glorious time to be alive.
It kind of felt like, I mean, like this movie really portrayed surfers as like complete assholes.
Yeah, very territorial and dickish in nature.
Yeah.
Swayze's gang, yeah, and the other guys too. When Anthony Kiedis and his asshole buddies show up.
Yeah. Oh, and then I did not know until the most recent watch that was Anthony Kiedis. I had no fucking idea.
That's so funny. I spotted him immediately because I watched this for the first time recently, once through without knowing anything. I didn't do any research. I just put the movie on to enjoy it. Then I did my research and rewatched it, and then I rewatched it again just to hammer all my notes home. So yeah, so first time watch, I'm like, holy fuck, that's so and so. Oh my god, that's Anthony Key. Oh, and just like, oh my god, that's Tom Sizemore. Like, it was so fun the first time through in that respect. Long surfing montage. We're still going. Like I said, we could have shaved off some time.
Yeah, but then we don't get to see all the hard work that paid off for them.
I suppose. Nah. So they're long. I don't know how many days they're supposed to be doing this. They make it seem like it's one day, but it's not. Oh, here we go. Yep, Swayze surfing. That's Bodhi. They call him Bodhisattva? What the fuck does that?
Bodhisattva?
I don't
I
know.
have no idea. I just call him Bodhi.
But Bodhi, yeah. Fucking cool. Total surfer name. Yeah, love it. Impressive stuff. I mean, clearly you can tell this is a stunt surfer in some of these scenes, but who cares? It's still kind of cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say that does not look like Patrick Swayze.
Oh, no, no, no. But Tyler knows him, and it kind of explains what his deal is here to Johnny. Guy's even crazier than you, Johnny. I would posit Johnny's not that crazy. He's a dude that wants to learn how to surf. Big deal. So, beach football here totally gives me Karate Kid vibes. Oh, Bodhi sneaks up behind Tyler. Surprise! I like how they smooch on the lips, but yet they're not a couple anymore. Now, see how he's. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, I kind of get the feeling like she's been passed around the group.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
But see, he's wearing that wetsuit, just like the rest of them do. So I'm like, tan lines? I don't think so.
No, because even with the guys playing football, I don't see like where there'd be a lot of opportunity for tan lines.
Right?
So the surfing thing,
How he made
that
that
does not make
connection
sense.
was weak. Agreed.
Yeah, that was very, very weak.
Agreed. So now we're going to cut to nighttime football game. Again, very strong Karate Kid vibes here. And they let Utah in on the game. A couple of these guys in his gang, actors, we've got James LaGrosse, John Philbin, Bo Jesse Christopher, a couple other guys. I'm not sure exactly what characters they are. But I wanted to mention in the remake of this that they did in 2015, James LaGrosse, who plays Roach, and Bo Jesse Christopher, who plays Gromit, two of his gang guys here, they're actually FBI agents in the remake,
Oh,
which I thought was interesting. I mean, I looked that up. I haven't seen the remake, nor do I ever plan to watch it.
yeah, I won't watch the remake just because I hate remakes.
Yeah. Well, it was directed by Erickson Core, who was a cinematographer for some of the Fast and Furious movies. So maybe it's visually cool, but other than that, who could fucking care? People I've never heard of are in it. Like, meh.
Yeah, at least this one, like going in, you knew Swayze and you kind of knew Keanu.
Right. Intense football. He tackles him right in the ocean. I love that. Which is foreshadowing to later in the film when he chases Swayze and tackles him again. So the dark hair guy here in the dark tank top and the black hair with the goatee, um, right there. Do you see him?
Yeah.
One of his buddies. So that actor, the character in the movie is Rosie, but the actor, God, I forget his name. Shit, I didn't write it down. But anyway, that actor was in like one of the Texas Massacre movies. He was on Sons of Anarchy. He's done a bunch of stuff. I was so happy to see him. Like I recognize so many people like popping up. So they're talking about how why is he so good at football? Oh yeah, he was like a college player. He was a big deal.
Oh, Lee Tergesen.
Lee Tergesen. Okay, thank you. That's Rosie. Yeah. Um.
Okay, I
Anyway,
remember him from Oz.
yes, Oz. Yes, 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 yes. So good in that.
Yes.
So they're getting reamed out here by their boss, John C. McGinley's character. You can see glimpses of Dr. Cox.
I was going to say he's made an entire career off of yelling at people, I feel like.
Fuck yes, I would too if I could.
He's amazing at it. He's probably the best yeller I've ever seen on film.
The best yeller. Can we give him an Oscar for that?
I mean, he's up there with brain fart. J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, I can see that.
Yep.
Yeah. Ugh. So they get reamed out because the ex-presidents have been able to rob two more banks in the time that they've been jacking around learning surfing and trying to infiltrate some people. And I like how Busey's always smoking a cigar and like he's pissed all the time and hardened like stereotype character. I feel like there's a lot of stereotypes in this movie.
This is a major stereotype bro movie.
I love this too. Our cutting edge forensics. We've analyzed a hair that they got from the crime scene. Traces of toxins in the hair. Selenium, titanium, and arsenic. Beaches are always closed because of waste spills, right? Like, this is some crack FBI work here. He could put the CSI guys out of business.
Oh, yeah. This is CSI 1990.
Ha. So they figure out that the toxins on this hair, if they run around and get hair samples from other people at beaches, they can narrow down which beach the ex-presidents hang out at. Ain't nobody putting that much effort into this. Sorry.
No, that's that's a little bit of a stretch, people.
These guys smoking pot under their blanket on the beach. Here comes Busey and his gross feet. Don't show feet. Don't show them. So he just cuts the guy's hair. I'm taking your hair. Thanks. I'm making a wig for my girlfriend. Really? Your hair's gross anyway, dude. Don't even sweat it. You should cut all that hair off. So the way Keanu talks right here, it's so Bill and Ted.
It really is. Saved your life, bro.
Bro. Yeah, total Bill and Ted. So stupid. Oh, we get to see some machinery working here. We're analyzing the chemicals in all the hair we found. And guess what? We have a match. That's the beach. Good job, guys. Latigo Beach. Nice Point Break. We have a title. At 30 minutes in. Good job. So he's going to go surf and infiltrate that beach now.
And this is where we start to see the surfers that are complete and utter dicks. Gary Busey just being Gary Busey.
Right? So he's just, yeah, spying on Utah out there surfing and stuff. I want to mention the IMDb plot for this movie. An FBI agent goes undercover to catch a gang of surfers who may be bank robbers. Okay, got that already.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious. So he accidentally trips another surfer, in essence, on a wave here. And the dude's not having it. The dude is pissed. Punches him right in the face. That's very aggressive. And he has a fucking switchblade. Where were you keeping that?
I was gonna ask. I don't think there's any pockets on there, is there?
No. We have that in case of shark attack. What the fuck? Very, very aggressive.
And there's just like I never wanted to surf, but this killed the surfing vibe even more.
Sounds like a good band name. Psycho Local.
Ooh, I could see that, like surf metal.
Right? So dumb. Gonna just stake out and hang out at the beach and hope we catch bank robbers. Come on. Come on. So he's pissed off that one guy who went and rounded up his gang of, I don't know, goons. And so he's showering now, to wash the ocean off as one does. And here comes this gang of goons, and Anthony Kiedis is here. And there's what, 4 of them? 3. Yeah, and then the guy that punched him. You already punched him in the face. I mean, come on. Really, do we need this? This is pretty good defense, though, the way he fights them off or tries.
I kind of feel like he should have been able to kick their ass because he's supposed to be a FBI agent.
Yeah. Agreed. We're just going to fuck you up. He's like, okay. Yeah, using the board seems a little bizarre because it's not strong. And then we see immediately another guy snaps it in half. But 4 big dudes. Keanu's not that muscular of a dude. He's pretty lean. No.
But he is Neo.
This is brutal. Yeah, but thank God Pappas is like, he's not answering me. I better go fucking see what's going on. Here we go. Go see. But it doesn't matter because luckily Bodhi here swoops in to the rescue. Back off, he's with me. So this shows you right here what a fucking respected, like, badass Bodhi is in this area because they all back down. I'm glad you found me. Why?
Bunker, bam. I don't know why, but I'm getting vibes off of Bunker like he reminds me a little bit of Sean Gunn.
Oh, I could see that. We get to see some Roadhouse moves here from Swayze.
Roadhouse.
Yes. Do it.
I feel like that needs to be said every time he kicks and punches. Roadhouse. Boom.
I love it. Good stuff. Let's go, Utah.
I guess Anthony Kiedis wasn't giving it away now.
Busey runs up. Do you see two kids run through here with a car stereo? Good cover. Swayze's hair in this is too much. It's like beach bum shag sort of mullet.
He's just like, he plays this part beautifully.
I like those abs. I tell you what. See, he's lean too, but he's muscular enough to be believable that he could kick somebody's ass, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I believe it with Johnny Utah. It's just that this is pre-Matrix, so he hasn't downloaded all the martial arts yet. So we're not there with him.
Hasn't had Lawrence Fishburne to help him.
Yeah, once Morpheus kind of comes into it, then he becomes a badass.
So they're just chatting, and Utah's asking him questions like, "Hey, are they into illegal activity? What do you know about these guys?" Blah blah blah. And Bodhi gives him some spiritual bullshit about surfing and being one and finding yourself. Blah blah blah. So stupid. And then they end this scene with him saying, "Hey, there's a party at my house later. Have Tyler bring you." Yeah, why not, right?
To me, it's the spiritual stuff is what makes it. It's like that's what makes his character so cool, is that it feels like he is just kind of going off of just the vibe of life.
Yeah, that is the whole thing about his character. You're right, Bodhi. It's surfing is a way of life for him. It's a whole philosophy. It's how he lives, how he wants to die. Like it's his whole persona. So in the car here, Pappas and Utah are following these crazy fuck faces that roughed him up at the beach, Anthony Kiedis and all them. And they're driving crazy, being loud, being obnoxious. I tell you what, the fact that they have felonies on their record and all that, they look like they would definitely be criminals. But we saw the ex-presidents in action. They were a little more sophisticated than these chuckleheads.
Yeah.
Like I don't peg these guys to be sophisticated bank robbers, right?
No, that should have been the giveaway right there for these guys, was that they don't come off like they would be able to pull off those kinds of jobs.
Yeah. This guy's not wrong. This is a bullshit lead. You're absolutely right. Pizza. Cold pizza. Good for breakfast. Fuck you.
This is such a 90s stereotype. Everything that's going on is just total stereotype for the 90s.
Yep. Cut to crazy house party at Bodhi's. Tyler and Utah show up here.
True story. I have been to a party, not as crazy as this, but I have been to a party where there was fire spitting.
Oh, me too. I have a cousin that does it.
Did they do it with absinthe?
I don't know what he did that part with, but he also does the swirling of the batons, like when they're on fire and stuff outside, and all the tricks and stuff. Yeah, he's like a definite fire spinner.
See, that's the difference, is that you had a professional. I had a drunk idiot who spit fire because of alcohol.
He's just my cousin. He's not a professional. But yeah, that would be crazy to see people acting, especially in a house. It's like, you could burn this house down, you fucking moron. Do it outside at least. Don't be like Dave in Chainsaw in summer school exploding a cherry bomb on the couch. All right, so everybody's outside talking about crazy surf stories, man. So silly.
I love that. I just love the speech, the way, like the whole way, the way they're talking with they're so into everything, and it's just
Yeah, Surfer's talking about how this is the ultimate rush. It's the ultimate rush, better than sex, Tyler. Maybe you're not doing it right. The way this guy talks kills me.
The two most believable performances in this entire movie are Swayze as Bodhi, because
Mhm.
he's Swayze, and Lori Petty as Tyler is just
Yeah.
like, her as a smartass. I believe it.
So they're talking about biggest waves and big storms and whatnot, and Bodhi is talking about Bells Beach in Australia, which has a 50-year storm, the biggest waves you've ever seen, yada, yada, yada. So I looked it up, and it's more like every 200 years or so. And they happen often, not that big, but big stuff all the time. So it's like he doesn't have to wait for the 50-year storm. He could just go to Bell's Beach next week if he wanted to.
He could, but then, I mean, that would ruin the whole plot of the movie.
It's actually such a good beach that it is considered the surf capital of Australia. And every Easter, they host an international pro surfing competition called the Rip Curl Pro with up to 20-foot waves for people to compete on. So, yeah, I feel like he could have gone anytime, but yeah, they got to make it a point in this movie. Like it's going to, foreshadowing. It'll matter later.
Don't let logic ruin a good movie.
I know. Can't do it. I like that when she walks in this room, I'm like, what was the candle budget on this movie?
Probably pretty cheap. I mean, you probably got the same damn ninja from Mortal Kombat.
Same guy to come in and put up all the candles, and so funny. All these pictures of extreme adrenaline, skydiving, rock climbing. They're into bonsai bullshit. Tyler. And she explains that they're into the extreme stuff. I like how she says Johnny has the kamikaze look too. And Bodhi can smell it a mile away on you. It's like, meh.
No, I don't think Johnny has the kamikaze look. I think Johnny has the whoa look.
Yeah, right. So then Bodhi and everybody comes running in to change and grab their surfboards because they're going to night surf. It's like, have you guys not seen Jaws at this point? Like, who is going to go sit on the ocean in the middle of the night? Terrible idea.
It's extreme, though. You've got to live it up to the extreme. And not just extreme, extreme minus the E, capital X.
Yeah, it's seriously not safe even for pros. Like, I love how he dumps all that lighter fluid on there.
My friend brought that up. He's like, yeah, that's cool looking. He said, but you just got lighter fluid all over yourself. The moment you start that fire, your ass is going up.
Your arm's gonna catch. Yeah. It's a nice little teeny tiny fire, and he's even spitting alcohol on it. Are you kidding me?
Because he's rosy. He's crazy, man.
It's easy. Utah's like, I'm definitely not ready for this. He goes under the wave. Now, the way this is shot right here with the light, do you feel like maybe like in the beginning of Jaws, they shot some of this during the day and then blued it out to make it look like nighttime? Or do you think they were shooting some of this at night?
I think they blued it out a little bit because the lighting
doesn't look dark enough.
Yeah, the lighting doesn't, because I mean you're not getting good light on a beach like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw in a couple of movies we've seen where they're like on the beach at night and they're filming, and you can see it's dark. You can't even see the water. The water looks like ink.
Good point. Very good point. But this is a scene that's allowing us to see Johnny's willing to take the risks. He and Bodhi can bond a little. He's infiltrating a little. It's still stupid. They could have found another way to do it, I think. But oh yeah, see, there's the moon glow. Wait, no, it's really the sun behind Bodhi's head.
Some of those scenes look like they were green screened a little bit too. I think it's just the way that they shot it. It just looks like that because I don't think they would have done that, but it just had that visual effect.
Yeah. Isn't this the best feeling on earth? I can think of at least three things that feel better than that. An all you can eat buffet, winning the lottery, and sex. At least three things that feel better than what they just did.
Uh, I will agree on the buffet.
Really? You think surfing feels better than sex?
I'm not saying that surfing feels better than sex. I'm just saying that I haven't experienced either of them in such a long time or at all enough to where I can compare anything to it. So,
Okay, okay, fair. This also very dangerous. Tyler and Utah are going to have their little weird, sweet moment here. They've got them just sitting on their boards, passed out far deep, past where the waves break. So they're sitting on the flat of the ocean. It's pitch dark. And they even do an underwater shot, which is coming up here in a second, where you can see the boards and their feet dangling. They look like fucking seals. Jaws is eating them. Bruce the shark is coming for them. This is so stupid to me. And anybody
stupid,
who's a
I
pro
mean,
would know you don't do this.
yeah, I mean, I agree that it's a dumb move on the fact that it's a pro thing. You should not do that. You don't tempt fate. But I
Right.
mean, like we both know statistically, like they're more likely to get in a car accident on the way back from the beach than actually get bit by a shark. So
I'm with you though with the whole why tempt fate. Why not have this conversation on the warmth of the beach by a fire? Why are you sitting out here just chilling? Like it's so stupid.
you know why though?
Because they got to have their wet smooch right now.
No, because this movie's all about the extreme, man. I mean, like this
Living
should be
on the
going on right.
edge.
Yeah, they should be downing some dew right now as they're smooching.
Now, see, that's bad. And that's sunlight too. That's not moonlight. Oh, here we go. So they were so turned on by smooching on the water that they couldn't even bother to go inside and shower and get clean and get dressed. No, they just fucked on the beach and fell asleep naked right on the beach.
Because that happens.
Because that happens a lot, apparently. No, just in movies. I mean, I've known people who've gone and had sex on the beach. I was one of them at one point, but in my life. But you definitely don't stay out there and sleep on the beach, especially not naked, where you get sand in all the parts where you don't want sand.
I was
On
just
your
literally
body.
going to ask. I mean, like, because you're the only person I've ever known that's had sex on the beach. So I'm assuming even just having sex on the beach, you're going to get sand in everything.
It's not comfortable, and you definitely don't just lay there and fall asleep like that. And then he wakes up and he's like, shit, I'm late. I gotta go, but I'm gonna go ahead and make out with you and get hard again real quick before I take off. What a dummy. Utah.
Well, how many times do I got to bring it up? He is young, dumb, and full of cum. Well, not full of cum anymore. I mean,
He might be
that's
empty now,
past.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's late to the stakeout at these crazy people's house. So he's barreling down the road.
I just realized that if he's not young, dumb, and full of cum, that means Tyler is young, dumb, and
She's the one full of cum. Yeah, I don't know. So he makes it to his stakeout and everyone's irritated with him. You're late to your own stakeout. Or your own raid. I'm sorry, not your own stakeout, your own raid. This is funny. I know Busey tells everybody where they're supposed to be, and then he's like, "I'm the guy that's going to go in the front." So his guise of sneaking up and everything, and his thing is his shtick is he's looking for his missing dog. And did you pay attention to what he's yelling? What he calls his fake dog? Scooby.
that's right.
Right here. Come on, Scooby.
I'm,
So funny. Scooby, have you seen my dog? It's good stuff.
That glorious 90s hair of Keanu as he's running down with the glasses and everything. Ugh.
Yep. Oh, was that a gremlin? That car? What the fuck? So it seems wildly stupid and not a good idea to have Utah showing up to this raid, because if things don't go well, they're gonna identify him. They'll be like, "Oh, that's fucking the dude from the beach," and blow his cover.
This movie is not known for following proper police procedure.
Well, they can do whatever they want. They're rogue.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, this whole raid just goes off the fucking wall.
Oh, it goes south quick. This idiot. His bitch in the shower. Look at the guy with the old-fashioned lawnmower. So cool.
Which is funny because my friend brought up, like, it looks like a push mower, but why is there an engine on a push mower?
Right? I thought that too. It was a more advanced model. They realize someone's at the front door and they grab all their guns.
I love how the whole logic is, there's someone at the door. Let's get all of our guns. It could have been a fucking Girl Scout. What are you going to do? Blow her head off?
Right? And it's just this dude ranting about a dog. So why are you freaking out? Yeah. So apparently this lawnmower is so loud that they can't hear him saying to get Gary Busey's character out of there. Get him out of there. Like, really? The lawnmower is not that loud.
This is so much overacting.
It is. It's so terrible. The most believable thing in this is that they have that leather daddy sex swing up in the back there. I buy that these guys are freaky. I don't buy the acting.
I don't buy any of the guns. I don't even buy the guns. Look, terrible. Even that ass looks fake.
Some eye candy for you. Oh, you don't like the bitch in her undies answering the door? Come on now, bra and panties.
No, these women look like skanks.
So really good acting, because I'm sure they're lovely individuals.
Yeah, I give proper credit to the makeup department and everything, because I'm sure they look nothing like this in real life. But they look like hoe bags.
Good save. Hoe bags?
They look like hoe bags.
Now there is a term from 1991, sir. Good job. So everybody starts shooting up the place. They run in. Now this is Tom Sizemore. They're tackling him and cuffing him. Luckily, he didn't get shot. But this fucking bad guy, he fucking grabs this bitch and has a gun to her head. And he's like, I'll shoot her. Honestly, what do the cops care?
I love that shot though, with the boom right in the head.
Good point. But then he grabs her for a human shield. Busey does. He's like, oh, I'm getting shot at.
See, I thought he was trying to get her out of the way. See, this is why she's a hoe bag.
This naked bitch is kicking his ass. Poor Utah. Oh my God. Oh, he shot his own foot. That makes me cringe every fucking time. Some bitch stabbing an FBI agent in the back. Busey knocks her the fuck out.
She looks like she acts like she's like just coked out or something.
So Utah tackles this one guy. They fall out the fucking window, and of course they're in the yard where the lawnmower is. Of course they are.
and the push mower with a motor apparently is still going.
Yep. Has to be, because we got to have the danger element here. Ooh. This dude's got a giant fucking hunting knife and they're going to tussle with it. Oh, heck of the captioning points out, just in case we didn't know, the motor was still running. Danger. Danger. Oh, that was stupid.
That could have backfired bad.
I was thinking that. Why wouldn't he just use his hands to move the mower? Swipe it left or right real quick. Why would he just hold his face off of it? Like, that makes no sense to me.
I have no idea.
Wouldn't that be the easiest fix in the world? Just move the mower.
I mean, well, that and then shooting the mower, that seemed like a bad move too.
Also, could have ricocheted and smacked him in the taking an eye out on Utah, but no, it just turns the lawnmower
Exactly.
off. Good job.
And why did he have to come to the rescue? How do we not know that like he was just trying to, like sell him on the new Gillette lawnmower?
Ah, raid complete. We've got everybody. Good job. But inside, we got injured guys, dead guys. And then, of course, Utah and Pappas are going to get reamed out here. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this little heart to heart. Trying to tell him shooting a man is the same as shooting a paper target. What? What kind of advice is that?
He's a bad cop.
All right, so here's Tom Sizemore. He's like telling them that he's a fucking undercover DEA agent and he's been undercover for however long and they just fucked it all up. Yeah. I like this hair. I think he looks pretty good.
He looks believable.
3 months he's been doing this and they just fucking blew it. Ha ha. Oh my gosh. Calm down.
It's funny. I forget how often like the Tom Sizemore is in movies that I've seen, and I'm like, he was in this.
Yeah. Now, he makes a good point, though. Luckily, this bust happened because they learned from him just now that these guys couldn't be the ex-presidents because he was with them on August 2nd, wherever, when a bank was robbed by the ex-president. So it's like, okay.
That's a good. This shot has been used in so many fucking movies. The over the head, girl on her stomach, guy on his back. Like I've seen this in so many movies.
I can attest that that is not a comfortable position to sleep in because her shoulder's out of whack like that. So good on her for being able to sleep like that because I can't. He's so contemplative.
I thought you were going to say you can attest to like what it's like to be in bed with Johnny Utah.
No. Johnny Utah is not the physique that I care for. No, thank you.
You want the Jason Momoa?
I like more of a dad bod. Keanu Reeves is a little too lean. There's not enough meat on his bones. Oh, Bodhi and his Moonies have shown up because they've got to go surfing. Ah. So now, see, Bodhi's getting a glimpse that Tyler and Utah are indeed a serious item now because she's sleeping over. Oh, look,
I like how he doesn't care.
They got their wetsuits now that have no way to have those tan lines.
Nope. Although I see somebody out there without a shirt on.
Yeah, one of them. Surfing away. And Tyler and Utah are walking up and they're just watching, Bodhi and the guys out there all surfing. Again, lots of extra shots we didn't need. 1 or 2 would have been sufficient.
Here we go.
Oh. The guy pulls down his shorts and moons everybody. Now, he did have a tan line. That is his ass, I will say. And she's like, "You all right? You look like you saw a ghost." And he has that flashback to when Busey says that to him. And he's like, "Holy shit, these are my guys." It like all clicks. And it only took us an hour to get to this point.
I didn't say it was a fast movie.
Literally 1 hour. So now we get Utah rounding up his partner here, Gary Busey, to tell him he has lunch at Patrick's Roadhouse.
I caught that too. I was like, that was hilarious.
Fuck yeah. Like debriefing him on how these guys live their life. They've got to be the ex-presidents. Yeah, I fucking love that he says they hang out at Patrick's Roadhouse. I was like, oh my God. But I will tell you, the whole mooning thing that the guy does, what is the life lesson we can take from that? Childish antics will get you caught every time. Don't
that
do
the
it.
fact that no one wants to see your ass.
Just don't do it. So now he's mentioning that he noticed Bodhi and them staking out a bank or something, and now they think that if they go like the next day, they're clearly going to rob it and they want to catch them red-handed. Actually, it's a good idea. It's a good approach. They're like, let's do it. Yep, like stink on shit. I like that he's reading the paper, laughing at the comics. Busey is. It's like the funniest stuff he's read all week.
Hey, Calvin and Hobbes was hilarious.
For his turkey cemetery. I like how he's all, it's time for lunch. And Utah's like, it's 10:30. Yeah, exactly. Right around that corner, a shop that sells the most amazing meatball sandwiches. Go get me two. I'm on.
Yeah, I want one of these meatball sandwiches.
I'm
Especially at
I'm
the
on
fucking
board.
price.
Yeah, so make sure you get me two. So he goes to this little shop, which actually looks more like a little stand, not an actual shop. He orders 2 meatball sandwiches, a tuna sandwich on wheat, and 2 lemonades. The total, $7.84.
Yeah. That is fucking insane.
So while he's standing there ordering, we see the ex-presidents pull up and go running inside the bank. And of course, when Utah turns around, he just sees the car. He's like, it's fine. I did some math on that $7.84. Even if the drinks are like 79, 89 cents each, we're talking less than $2 a sandwich for all those sandwiches. That's a fucking steal.
It is. Like even for the 90s, that's a damn good price.
So he starts to tear into his meatball sandwich, and then they see the ex-presidents come running out of the bank, and it's so funny. He like only gets one good bite of this sandwich, which looks really good.
Which is a shame because he's hungry, so hungry he can eat the ass end of a rhino. I love that fucking line.
So I never understood this either. Utah, FBI, and runs right at him so they can see him, and they jump in their car and drive off, right? And they're going to make chase. If you think it's Bodhi and his guys, why do you expose yourself immediately and give yourself away like that?
That's always baffled me, to be honest with you. I have no fucking idea.
If you think it's Bodhi, he knows you now. He's made you.
This is where the movie starts to kind of lose me plot wise, because at this point, it's really starting to get like, okay, you blew the entire movie.
Totally. And they do this whole big elaborate car chase scene, which, yeah, it's fun. Why didn't Busey call it in immediately that this was happening?
That's actually a damn good point.
I mean, they blow out their back windshield and they're chasing them. It's very dangerous.
The only thing I will say is the guy saying that this car is a piece of shit. No, it's not, because a car that can do that, I mean, like, that's a big ass fucking car, and for it to drive the way that it is, that's not a piece of shit.
It is pretty impressive. I like how they all have their masks on this whole time too, the presidents, because they know they could get seen and identified. Pretty clever.
That's actually smart.
Oop. Good thing dude ran out of his. Ooh,
there
yuck.
goes the tires.
Yeah, when you go backwards over those spiky strips like that. So of course Utah gets out on foot and makes chase.
Yeah,
Like,
because this makes
really?
sense because he's going to run down that car.
Of course he is.
The fuck
I
do
love
you
their
think he is? The
sparking.
T1000?
So they he's pretty fast though, because playing college football, I guess, helps because these guys pull into a gas station and they are going to steal another guy's car.
And this is going to work. This whole trick right here is going to work.
Spraying gasoline all over a dude to get him to run away. Lights the end of the pump on fire and torches the car. Yeah, explain to me how that works in anywhere other than a movie.
That does not work anywhere.
Flamethrower. Magically, he's got a flamethrower. I'm feeling aliens vibes here. James Cameron.
At least it was believable in Aliens.
That was his influence.
This whole fucking place should have gone up in flames by now.
So Busey shoots out the back windshield of the new car and the guys take off. Utah tackles Bodhi and they're rolling around in the flames on the ground. That's the foreshadowing from earlier when he tackled him in the water. Now he tackled him in the fire. And then he makes chase. And I like how he's still got the mask on. How do you breathe?
Favorites. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, I can't breathe when I'm just walking around the house in a mask.
Yeah, he's wearing this
that happens.
big rubber mask. Yeah, I don't care about your Friday night, sir. We don't want to hear about what you do with your furry friends on Friday night. So, yeah, this heavy mask, and he's leaping fences, running through people's houses, running through yards. It's a very well filmed action sequence, honestly.
It's really good. I like the running through the houses. They did a great job. Cinematography is beautiful. And as regard to the in regard to the furry comment, all I'm going to say is, hey, sometimes a squirrel's got to get a nut.
A squirrel's got to get a nut. Is a squirrel one of your furry costumes? Wait, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Long chase, man. They go all fucking over the place. Through people's houses.
Yeah, this is almost parkour before parkour.
It really is all the stuff they're doing. And then so fucking unbelievable. Based on the information the filmmakers have given us about Johnny Utah, the way that he gets bested here in this scene, at the end of the scene, it doesn't track. No, he's supposed to be... Go ahead.
Yeah, like he should have gone down a while ago.
Yeah, and the fact that you're going to show us he can keep going. He was all-state football, whatever, and super athletic. Oh my God, he throws the dog at him and he punts the dog. He punts the fucking dog.
But to be fair, it was a pit bull. I would have too.
But the fact that he can keep this up and chase him and go through all this stuff. And then right here, when he jumps this cement wall down, I don't know, 20 feet, Bodhi fucking does it and he's fine. But then the fact that Utah can't do it and land correctly on his ankles, he ends up hurting an ankle or a shin or something. Is it his knee?
It's his knee because it's a football injury.
But he's like totally fucked up. Like can't go on. Can't go on. So he lays down and pulls his gun and watches Bodhi climb this fence. Now here's what I don't understand. He's staring at him. They're staring at each other, eyeball to eyeball here.
Uh-huh.
He knows, Bodhi knows that's him. Bodhi knows you. And you don't take the shot. You let him get away.
You shoot up into the air, which my friend pointed out, the bullets are going to come down and hit you. So that was stupid.
Well, they're going to come down somewhere. So that's fucked up. Yes.
Yeah. But I love that scene because what's made me appreciate this movie even more is that's the scene they show in Hot Fuzz when Nick Frost and Simon Pegg are watching the action movies. That's the scene that they show. And then later on in the movie, Nick Frost redoes the scene.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You've seen Hot Fuzz, haven't you?
Yes, one time.
Oh, you're missing out. You need to watch it every time.
Every
It's an amazing
time?
movie. It's an amazing movie.
I need to watch it every time.
Yes.
I've seen Shaun of the Dead more than any of their other movies.
Oh, fucking Hot Fuzz is the best of them, I think, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, you're allowed to be wrong.
No, I'm right.
So this is where Pappas gets in Utah's face. You didn't shoot him because he's your buddy, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make sense to put him back out on the trail because he's fucking ID'd you now.
Yeah, no, you've been compromised. You're compromised not just because your identity is blown, but because the fact that you were friends with the guy and you couldn't
Couldn't take him
trigger.
out. Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have to shoot him in the head. Shoot him in
Right?
the fucking knee.
Yeah, because that's the thing that's so frustrating about the opening of this movie when they make it a point to show him getting 100% on his fucking field test with shooting targets and shit.
Yep.
You think, oh, that's going to definitely come back in the third act. No, he doesn't even try. But then now he comes to Tyler and isn't telling her what's happening, which is a mistake. Again, he's compromised. What makes you think Bodhi's not going to say something and fuck this up for you? Just stupid move. He just isn't telling her the truth, and it's so annoying. She just thinks he's gonna like try to confess his feelings and he chickens out. It's like, no, that's not what this is, bitch. He's got some bigger news than just his feels. So stupid. Utah.
Well, with a name like Utah, what did you expect?
Right. So Bodhi and the guys are all sitting around the fire outside at the beach discussing that they're compromised and what are they going to do. One of the guys is like, we need to get the fuck out of Dodge. We need to go. Bodhi's like, no, we gotta do another bank robbery. Yeah, we need to go.
What's kind of cool about it is like going back and watching it now, shit I didn't pick up on as a kid, is you kind of see now that Bodhi's compromised too, that he got really close to Johnny.
True. I don't like his logic here either. It's us against the system. We got to show that the human spirit is still alive. Dude, there's other ways than robbing banks to show people you're still alive and thriving. Like you can do other things.
No, but I mean he's very charismatic. He's like a cult leader. He's like a very less threatening, more sexy Charles Manson.
I 100% can get that vibe now that you say that. So this, yeah, here, shadow of a gun getting closer and closer to Utah as he lies in bed here. So Tyler pulled his gun because she found his FBI credentials.
Because that's a logical response. That's exactly what you do when you find out your man has been lying to you, and he's a cop. You take his gun and you shoot the pillow.
Yep. Because there'll be no repercussions whatsoever for you.
Oh no.
None.
No, he's just gonna all he's gonna do is take the gun away, bend you over his knee and say, okay, daddy needs put some lessons into you. That's what's gonna happen.
So he admits that it's all bullshit and he's after Bodhi because he thinks they're the bank robbers, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, fuck this, and runs out of here. We almost get a little taste of Keanu penis here. We do get a little ass. He cannot get up and run after her because of his knee. Then we get a scene of him calling her voicemail and leaving a message. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah.
Maybe that's the reason she grabbed the gun and shot at him. Not because of the cop thing, or not only because of the cop thing, but maybe because of the knee, he couldn't get it up at all. And so, like, no sex. and he's a cop.
I don't know about the no sex. There were people who've had worse injuries than that, and they definitely had no problem having the sex.
The
So
sex.
Bodhi and his boys show up. This is the weirdest scene to me. He's keeping up the ruse, Utah is, as if Bodhi doesn't know. But obviously Bodhi does know. So what is the game here?
The game is to see who's going to end up blowing it first. It's because they're both playing along like, oh, well, I don't know that you know.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid to me. I was like, this is where the movie drops the ball. Johnny can't grab his gun in time. Bodhi grabs clothes and shoves him out the door. We're going, let's go. They're going to go skydiving. What? I don't get this at all. Now, first time watch, I was like, oh, they're going to give him a bum chute that doesn't open or something.
That's what I thought my first time too.
And even on the plane, they play the earn your trust swapping the chute game, which we'll see here in a minute. And so you're still thinking that. You're like, oh, fuck, they're going to play this bullshit swapping the chutes game, and then he's going to get one that doesn't open. But no. They just fucking do a totally successful jump here. And I'm like, what the fuck? So stupid. I mean, it's an action movie, and I get we have these really cool scenes, but
especially it's a 90s action movie. Like, I mean, I feel like action movies are dumb in general.
This is a long sequence too.
And this is another sequence that could have been cut down a lot.
Yeah. The only reason that this scene to me felt necessary was because they show how they teach him to use his body in a way to make him fall faster and more accurately so he can line up and join their circle when they're free falling before they pull their chutes, because that comes in later in the movie. I still don't like it, but I get why they did it.
I'm getting serious Tom Petty vibes off of that guy right there, though.
Yeah. This is the whole, you don't want my chute, you want this one. You don't want my bag, you want that one. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Then Utah's like, fuck it, let's do it. I like how, though, Bodhi's like, what's the matter? You don't trust me? And Johnny's like, you have to earn trust.
I believe it was Robot Chicken that did a parody of that with them in the
Really?
plane. Yeah, with the are we gonna jump or jerk off? And
they probably chose jerk off.
they did. They cut to the outside of the plane and the door shuts. Oh, you can fucking find it. It's a great bit.
That's hilarious. So these shots are real. They all did the real skydiving themselves. Swayze did most of his stunts, like I mentioned earlier. They actually jumped at least 55 times to get these takes.
Damn.
That blew me away when I read that number. Now, this is where it looks like they're in Utah.
This is the only thing in this movie that I would actually love to do.
Skydiving?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I would want to skydive after I took lessons at the one guy with the fucking flippers. Really, bro? After I took lessons and I was able to do it on my own, you have to tandem jump, I think, your first time in some places. They don't let you.
First couple of times you have to tandem jump. It takes a little bit of time before you can go solo.
Yeah, so that's why I've never done it, because I don't want to tandem jump. I don't want my fate to be in somebody else's hands in that way.
I've heard enough stories of people on a tandem jumps and like the person with them has basically saved their life. So I'm very like I would trust that person.
That's not about trusting that person as much as just in general. I don't want my fate in somebody else's hands. I want to be the one. But again, my fate would be in the hands of the person that made and packed the chute. Maybe my logic doesn't work there. I don't know.
Finally, your logic does not work.
So this whole little trust circle thing they're doing, and they're like, come on, Johnny. So he's got to learn to make his body work with the wind and the way he's falling in order to make it over to them. It doesn't make any sense for later in the movie, though. They're trying to make it to like, oh, see, he was able to do it here. So clearly it's going to work later. Totally different scenario later, but we'll get to it. You're a speed star. Meh. We're fucking adrenaline junkies. Yeah. I could not relate to that at all.
This skydiving scene goes on way longer than it actually takes to fucking skydive. They would have been down by now.
I know. And they're going to go right into, we're going to land in the water. Well, you can try, but I see an awful lot of land.
And I want to say that's a big no-no. You do not aim for water, because what happens if you get tangled up in your chute and you can't swim?
Well, even if you can swim, that still seems wildly dangerous. Yeah, like what if you get all tangled up in it and you drown before you can get out?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean by you can't swim. Like if you're tangled up, you can't swim.
Yeah. So this whole thing, though, to me, anticlimactic, because at the last second here, they're like, Utah and Bodhi, that you pull yours. No, you pull yours. We're running out of time. Running out of time. You pull yours. Whose dick is bigger?
I'm gonna go with Swayze.
And then of course all the chutes work all around for everybody. Nobody had a bum parachute. So I was surprised by that first time watch. I was like, really? What's the point in this then if they're not going to try to fucking kill him?
The point is to continue to build the bond between Swayze and Keanu. It's Johnny and Bodhi. It's like this whole movie is basically about their relationship.
So actually, the reason they did this, it was a stall tactic. That's why they took the time to do this. Don't you remember what happens?
Yeah. No, I know the actual reason, but like story wise, I think some of it is to kind of get the audience to further that connection between those two.
Yeah, so they luckily nobody drowns. Nobody gets smothered by a chute. They were able to round them all up and they're carrying them now. It's like, what? I don't understand how this all works, but I've never been skydiving, so Bodhi says, everybody drop your shit and Johnny, come with me. And then this is where we find out that this whole thing was hours and hours of a stall tactic so that something else could be going down at the same time, which is actually pretty clever of Bodhi to do that. Taking Johnny over to a van, and he shows him on a little closed circuit TV that Rosie went and kidnapped Tyler. And Tyler is his insurance policy. Bullshit. Bullshit.
How's it bullshit, though?
Makes me so mad that he would do that with a girl that he used to be involved with. Now I don't like Bodhi anymore.
I cannot hate Bodhi. It's impossible for me to hate Bodhi.
So, yeah. He was able to go get her and take her far away to an undisclosed location and make the video. And yeah, here we go.
The video is really good because I was gonna say it looks like a snuff film kind of thing, like the quality of the shooting.
Yeah, I feel like it's maybe a live feed.
Yeah,
that's intense. He's got a knife to her neck. Special Agent Utah. But he did a smart thing with all this, with rounding her up and taking her away, because he's going, you can't hurt me because I'm the only one that knows where she is and can call Rosie off to not kill her. So Johnny can't hurt him. "6 hours from now." That seems how far away are they? Yeah, see, they had to really buy time for them to get away.
Mhm.
That's crazy. I hate this. No, no, you don't. For
See,
somebody who
I
hates
believe it.
violence,
I actually believe it when he says he hates violence.
well, he does say, yeah, that he put Rosie up to it because Rosie has no problem doing the violent stuff. But you hold people at gunpoint and shoot up banks, so I don't know if I buy the
But he's
whole
never killed
non-violence thing
anybody.
yet. Yet. Dun dun
I
dun.
don't believe Bodhi can do a bad thing. This man is a saint.
Do you forget the climax of this movie?
This man is a saint. We've never seen him do anything.
All right. So he barks orders. One guy needs to go get the plane ready, and the rest of them are gonna. I don't know where they're going. Oh, yeah, they're gonna go rob a bank and they're gonna make Utah go with them. Ugh. I'm shocked that he goes along with it because, yeah, you have feelings for Tyler, but you're a fucking FBI agent. Like, seriously?
It's yeah, I but then again at the same time it's like, it's the 90s. At that point, pussy was more important than the law.
Really, was it at that point?
At this point it pretty much is too. So
uh, I hope Bodhi takes all the ammo out of a gun and then gives it to him. Like, here you go. Well, it's a killer rush. Not convincing at all. Sorry, buddy. I am not convinced that you are an FBI agent.
I believe you know kung fu better than I believe you're an FBI agent.
All right, so they're getting ready to do this, and they're not going to give him a mask. They want the whole world to see his little FBI face.
It's smart. It is very, very smart because it gets the cops off of them and onto him.
True. So we had to just hit the point home here. He's like, Tyler fell really hard for you. I don't think she did for me, Bodhi says. Oh, here we go. Glove up, mask up. I do like that they all put on Kevlar vests to protect themselves from getting shot in the chest. But what happens if I shoot you in the face or the arm or the leg?
That's always been my problem with the whole bulletproof vest thing. It's like, okay, you're assuming they're going to be aiming for your chest. I mean, if I'm a crook, I'm not aiming for your chest.
All right. Into the bank they go. Everybody freeze. Ooh. All
That's
right.
the first time we ever saw them get violent with one of the hostages.
Yeah. You're on TV. Smile. Poor Utah. All right. We are the ex-presidents. That's pretty cool, actually, for a guys to rob a bank. Taking all that moolah.
And
And
this is where shit goes wrong.
yeah, He tells them, let's go to the vault. And they never do that. They never break from their 90-second strategy.
To me, it made me wonder, like we never actually get a legitimate explanation as to why he changed up the plan.
Just to make it super exciting. Huh. Let's go to the vault. Yeah. I don't see, how it's worth it. They don't seem to get that much more money.
No.
But maybe I'm just positing a guess here. He decided to go ahead and go for extra cash in the vault because he had proclaimed that this was their last one of the season. And then they're going to hit the road. This is the end of summer. This is our last big score. We're out of here. So maybe that was the logic, to get a little bit of extra cash.
That's the only thing I can think.
I mean, they're still trying to stay within their 90-second time. This irritated me so bad. The security guard face down on the floor, and the guy next to him is like, I'm an undercover cop, and he shows his gun. Follow my lead. The security guard's like, nope.
No. Well, I mean, are you really going to turn to Kevin from The Office for help?
I thought that guy looked like Kevin too. It made me want chili real bad.
It's not. It doesn't look like him. It's legitimately him.
This fucking guy, this off-duty police officer. I get you think you want to do something to help, but this is not the time to grow nuts.
No, this is where. Oh.
Fucking just everybody's shooting up the place now. We're getting into an old-fashioned.
Which is terrible. I mean, that cop is going to get so much shit because of the fact that it's like you're putting civilians in the line of fire.
Oh, he's not going to get any shit because he gets killed here.
Well, I mean,
Bodhi
like if he
shoots
survives.
him. Yeah, but fucking Bodhi, who doesn't like violence.
It was self-defense.
Because you were doing an illegal activity in the first place. Self-defense.
It was self-defense. I mean, I mean, come on. It's Bodhi.
No, it's not no. You're robbing a fucking bank, bro. Now he got shot in the chest. Johnny got shot in the chest. So that was good they had those vests. But this kid, he says, hang on, little bro. Now, surfers are always saying bro and little bro and big bro, but I'm like, is that actually supposed to be his little brother? He keeps saying little brother.
See, I couldn't tell either.
And they resemble each other. So maybe that's why this is a big deal for Bodhi, because the kid dies and it's his little brother. And I mean, the other guy gets injured, I think, right? Or what happened here? That guy dies.
See, unfortunately, I lose track of who's who because they all look the same.
Two more get out with Bodhi. Like that he knocks Utah out. Bam! Good night.
That is going to take a huge strain on their bromance.
A big strain on the bromance. Yes, absolutely. That always made me laugh too. The cop is literally standing right next to the camera crew and allowing them to film. What do you think of this part here?
It kind of pisses me off a little bit because it does feel like all the other cops take so much pleasure in going after him.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, see, the police officer guy is dead.
Well, it's his own damn fault for pulling out a weapon.
I think that, yeah, he should have just laid low and let the bank robbery happen and then reported it, called it in, whatever. You're fatter, slower, and more pathetic. Poor Busey. He doesn't look that much older. So that line didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, they look about the same age.
Mm-hmm. Astonish me, shitface. Pow!
I love that. That just made me smile so much.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Fuck out. Damn.
Then Busey begs to be able to take Utah in. Don't put him in the black and white. Let me take him in. Well, because he's going to uncuff him and find out what the fucking plan is. What's the scoop here, Utah? Yeah, they're going to the airport. Let's go get them. But we can't shoot them or arrest them. What?
It does kind of feel like that's
How's that going to work?
yeah. That's a plan that needs a little bit more explanation.
So we see Bodhi and the other guy loading up a bunch of gear, getting on this little plane. They're going to ride off into the sunset. And here comes Johnny. Oh, yeah, he already let Pappas out. So he's by himself right now. I'm not armed. Don't shoot me. I would have shot him.
Yeah, like we don't know what's hidden in the bag yet, jackass.
Right? Yeah. So he's trying to tell Bodhi it's over. Like there's a gun on you, which is Pappas hiding, but Roach isn't there. Where's Roach? Uh-oh. That's not going to bode well for them. Bodhi keeps on loading the plane, and Johnny's like, we need to go get Tyler. Just tell me where she is. And Bodhi's like, nope, not giving her up.
There's a new thing called radar. So radar was just invented before this movie happened.
Yeah, maybe you've heard of it. And then out comes Roach out of wherever and sneaks up behind Pappas and shoots him. Bodhi, shit happens. Don't take Tyler with you. I don't think at this point Bodhi cares. Tell me where she is. Now he misses and doesn't hit Pappas, but Pappas kills Roach. Well, not kills him, but shoots him in the chest.
Cannot hit a damn thing. You've got a shotgun. You're 5 fucking feet away and you can't hit a damn thing.
And then he blocks so that Pappas can't shoot Bodhi. Utah's like, don't do it. And there goes Gary Busey. Goodbye. Shot in the back. That scream right there. Jake! Right? That no.
Oh, it does. It does.
That was fucking funny.
The only thing this movie is missing is the same thing I bring up with every movie every time a cop gets shot. He really needed to say, damn, 5 weeks away from retirement.
He probably was, because he exclaims how he's been in the bureau for however fucking long.
I did not feel for his death. I wasn't saddened by it at all.
Me either. Bodhi grabs a very shot up, injured Roach, and they get on the plane. San Felipe. So they're going to Mexico. Okay. So Bodhi makes Johnny go with them. You're riding with me. It's you and me, baby. Our bromance continues.
it's a very strained bromance at this time. I mean, Bodhi's lost it as a cult leader.
He's lost it as a cult leader. Yeah. This is just absolute craziness at this point. We've gone off the rails for going into the slam bang finale here because
It really has.
There hasn't been enough. As long as this movie is and all the extra scenes and stuff and that they stretch it out, there really wasn't enough buddy development between Bodhi and Utah before he gets exposed or his cover's blown. Right? For me to buy their closeness.
No, it was it was missing something. I mean, I still love it for what it is, and I love the characters and stuff. But yeah, it felt like one of those movies that could have used a little bit more story.
Yeah, I needed some more time with Bodhi and maybe some of the guys and Utah bonding more realistically, not just a crazy night surf and, like we needed actual bonding to buy any of this, that Bodhi would be in it like this.
Well, I wonder if some of it is because there was too much going on, because you had to develop the bond between him and his partner. You had to develop the bond between Johnny and Tyler. And then also you got to do Bodhi, plus throwing in all the cop shit, learning to surf. Like there's too much happening in this movie for you to focus on one specific element.
I feel it. I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm with you. Yeah.
But it's like that is the charm of these movies from the 90s, is that they could have got away with this stuff at the time.
Yeah. People were like, this fucking cool surf action movie, man. Like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's the whole, I mean, the whole reason you watch this movie is because of the action. I mean, for me, there is one specific scene in this whole movie that makes me want to watch this movie over and over again.
The part where you almost see Keanu's penis when he falls out of bed?
No, I don't need to see Little Neo. I'm good.
Little Neo. No, what's the scene for you that you really, really like?
The end. The end of this movie is what makes this movie so magical to me.
Magical. It's magically delicious.
Again, we're not talking about Little Neo.
So he's telling Bodhi to radio out to Rosie to let Tyler go, because what if your chute fails when you jump out the plane? This is bullshit. I don't know why he puts a chute on this guy. This guy's clearly dying.
That's because he's losing his grip on reality. He's thinking he can still salvage his group of friends.
I guess. Yeah, see you in hell. Okay. Pushes him out. Well, bye. You want me so bad, it's like acid in your mouth. Takes the last parachute and out he goes. So he's got a huge head start here. Bodhi does.
Yeah.
That's, how the rate, I don't know the rate, but you fall so fast. He just fucking grabs the gun and goes out head first with no chute.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in any movie, because the odds of you catching up to him are fucking insane. And then the added weight of that chute was not packed for two people.
I love, yes, the scene from earlier comes into play here. That's why they had to show it, that he figures out how to do his body to where he can navigate and fall down to land on Bodhi and his chute. I have to be able to float over to him. It's so fucking stupid. And I don't know how the other guy is navigating anything when he's fucking dying in midair here.
I will be honest, I would have gone for the other guy instead of Bodhi, only because the other guy's gonna die. So you catch him, get him out of the chute, and take his parachute.
Oh, look at you. Okay. So this fucking head-to-head bullshit here where he's hanging on to him and they're falling. He's got the gun in one hand and he's holding on to him on the other. And Bodhi's going, you better pull the fucking chute. You better drop that gun and pull the chute or we're going to die. And they're both playing chicken about it. They're like, you do
Which
it.
is
No, you do it.
basically a replay of what we saw earlier. That scene we saw from earlier.
And yeah, he fucking pulls it too late because it's barely open when they hit the fucking ground. And you hear them both screaming and they roll. And it's like Johnny's knee is not recovering from that.
No. No,
It's
not
just
not from
not.
that fall. That fall, he's lost his knee.
That's
All that
bad.
money. All that fucking money,
I
man.
know. I thought that too. And there's
Oh,
dead guy. Dead guy on the ground. They are tangled up in that chute like they were just fucking under it. That is a mess.
I don't know why, but for like when Johnny got the gun and jumped out of the airplane, I kept thinking, like hearing in my head, Johnny's got a gun.
Oh, that's funny. You are one radical son of a bitch. Why? Because you're fucking determined to get him at all costs, even if it was going to kill you. Such an idiot. Is it supposed to show us that he's like on Bodhi's level now, like adrenaline and whatever the fuck else, taking chances? Yep, that fucking knee. Fucked your knee up, dumb shit. Huh. Bodhi. We both lose this game. But then we see in the background here the Jeep's pulling up. So maybe we get Tyler here.
Well, there's two people, so
Yep. Yep. So Rosie has brought Tyler and come to pick up whoever survived, which is just Bodhi at this point. Oh, yay. Lets her go. Yay.
I'm impressed with her running barefoot in the desert like that.
Right. She's dressed for it, though. It does look awfully warm out there.
It does.
Oh, hugs and hugs and hugs. Everything's great. He'd be in so much pain if that was really a problem with his knee.
Oh yeah. Well, on top of the fact they haven't even begun to realize the fact that you're being left in the middle of a desert. You can't walk. She ain't strong enough to carry you. What are you guys gonna do?
Exactly. So Bodhi and Rosie hop into that Jeep, and Bodhi has to yell one last thing to Johnny. It's so fucking stupid. See you in the next life. Okay. So they drive off and they go over to where his dead friend is in the parachute. I guess to retrieve the bag of money, but we saw that the money blew out of the bag. I don't know how much is actually salvageable here.
That's a damn good point.
But the captioning, Bodhi's like, we can't leave him. We got to bury him. And Rosie, there's no time. So they just fucking leave and leave this guy just.
But see, this shows that Bodhi is a generous, kind man. He doesn't even want to leave a man behind.
Even though he's the reason he's dead in the first place.
But once you are a bro of Bodhi, you're a bro for life.
Bro for life. So they drive off into the sunset, and then we fade in on Keanu. He's got longer hair, so time has passed. And he's driving in Australia. It's super rainy and stormy out. We're getting Bell's Beach advisories on the radio. I wonder where he went.
Dressed in his all denim attire.
I know, right? Looks like his getup from the movie Parenthood. Oh. So he's heading out down to the beach now because he just knows that Bodhi will be at Bell's Beach, like he said earlier in the movie. This guy reminds me of James Caan's kid, Scott Caan. Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Oh,
We got a Viking here with the big red beard and these
those
insane waves.
those waves are nuts.
They are the humunga cowabunga from down under. Like in Back to the Beach.
Oh my lord. You've
That is
been waiting to pull that one out.
I have. I really have. So obviously, he approaches Bodhi, who is standing, waiting to surf. I love that he throws the mask at his feet, like, jig is up, bro. Gotcha.
He looks so much older there, Patrick Swayze.
He does. You know, the one thing I noticed here, they all say brah. Hey, brah, like surf talk, but the captioning always says bro, BRO. He's all, hey, brah, and it's all bro. Missed you by about a week in Fiji, missed you in Sumatra, missed you. Really? Why would you chase him if you just knew he was going to be here? Why wouldn't you just come here only?
That was one of the things that I kept thinking the same thing. Like, why not just wait for this? You know he's going to be here.
Right? What did your friend think in the first time watch? Was he like confounded by this?
He didn't like this movie. He thought this was kind of dumb.
I hear you.
He's not into bro films, though.
Life sure has a sick sense of humor. How about you made bad choices and got people killed? Maybe that's what happened to Bodhi.
No,
Not life
Bodhi,
has a sick sense of humor.
Bodhi did no wrong.
Uh, I'm not going back with you. Sorry. And we get another fucking brawl on the beach, fist fight, wrestling, tackling, the whole shebang here. So unnecessary. I would have liked it better if he just would have walked right up to him at that point when he started to walk away and slipped the cuffs on him. Instead, we get this whole little fight scene.
It's a 90s action film. Come on, we've got to have the fight scene.
That's true. That's true. We got to keep the action in the action movie. It's just very anticlimactic. Silly up close punches and jabs and meh. I don't know. I kind of buy it, but it is very satisfying when he kicks him and knocks him down there.
I love that kick. I mean, you got to figure that this movie is a lot like Sex. I mean, you go in with really good expectations, and then you walk away like, it was okay.
Wow, I feel so bad for you. What kind of sex have you had? Oh my god. I'm surprised he doesn't just drown him here since Bodhi doesn't fucking care.
I think in the end, because Bodhi cares, he does care. That's his friend. They've bonded.
They're bonded now. He just fucking cuffed himself to Bodhi. I told him you'd go quietly. Why would you think that? What indication did he ever give you that he would go quietly?
Yeah, he was never going to go quietly.
I like when they were talking. I don't know if it was before and I missed it, but he tells Bodhi he surfs every day. I surf every day, man. Like, no, you don't fucking surf every day. Shut up.
You liar.
So all these Australian police descend upon the beach now. Bodhi's like, fuck. I'm fucked.
I mean, he has to know he's going to get caught. I mean, I think at some point he realized the jig was up. He was going to go to prison.
Well, that's why he's saying I can't spend my life in a cage. And this is the only time in the movie when I agree we needed this little long scene between the two of them, because a lot of it is quiet. Here in a minute, we get Keanu just staring, like Johnny Utah is processing what's happening. And we actually kind of see it. There's some dead silence for like at least a minute where he's processing. Yeah. Bodhi's like, let me do this one last surf before you send me to jail. And Johnny's processing. He's clearly gonna go and die. He's gonna go commit suicide surfing.
Yep.
Because he doesn't want to spend his life in a cage. Like that tracks with Bodhi, actually. There it is. The humunga cowabunga.
That's why I like this scene, because it's like, as a cop, he should have brought him in, but like as a bro, he's like, no, it's cool, dude. You go. You go. You're gonna die. That's fine.
Yeah. He 100% is gonna let him be the master of his fate here. Which, based on what we've seen in the movie, this tracks. I like that he says via con Dios to him, which means, go with God, basically. Good luck and safety. Bye-bye. You're going to eat shit. Bye-bye. What the fuck? Why'd you let him go, man? Yeah. Utah gets it. He's like, I didn't let him go, guys. I like to, they're like, we'll get him when he comes back. And Johnny's like, he's not coming back. That's not happening. As he walks away, too, in a second here, we see him throw his fucking badge. Why would you throw your badge? So that we visually can get the point that this is bullshit and you don't want to do it anymore because you're not cut out for the FBI.
Yep.
Here's the death fall. Oh,
he's done. He is not coming out of that one.
So the thing that I thought watching this was, how does he die? He must drown.
See, the thing that I thought watching this was what went through my mind was good old JR's voice of, oh my God, he's broke him in half.
I realistically was like, I guess he drowns in those turbulent waves, because
that, or like, if those are hitting hard, he's probably broken something.
And yeah, tosses the badge, walks off,
and rock music plays.
Yes, this is the band Rat singing Nobody Rides for Free. And the credits roll over the black screen. So I have to point this out. In the credits here, we get to see all the stunt coordinators, all the advisors, the trainers. Like a shitload of work went into prepping everybody and shooting all these action sequences. I will give this movie credit for that. But also, remember the pit bull? So in the credits here, there's a part that actually says, in the filming of the scene depicting violence with an animal, a replication of the animal was used. And then it's signed by American Humane Society was there when they shot the scene, something like that. I fucking paused it and had to write it word for word because I was laughing so hard. They had to point out, we used a replication of this animal. He did not actually punt the pit bull.
I mean,
I figured.
I think every intelligent human being watching this movie knows that no dogs were harmed in the filming of this movie. But I get why they did it, because humanity as a whole is stupid. And we are
but
stupid.
Not you, listeners, not you.
Well, I say we're stupid because, like, I remember a story where Stephen King got death threats for the Dead Zone where it was the person running for office killed a dog in the story, like stomped it to death. And like this is it's a fucking book, it's a story, like nothing, like they're not even filming anything, this is completely fictitious, and he got death threats for it.
That's so stupid.
That's what I mean, like we as human beings, we can be dumb as hell sometimes.
Yeah, all right, you're right, I'll give you that. So here we get the soundtrack with all the songs. There's a lot of good songs in this movie, I thought. Like good, very 80s, 90s action movie type music.
Yeah, there's some good stuff on here.
I think this is the part with the animal. Or maybe it was before. Here we go, right here. Read that.
Oh my Lord.
Isn't that funny?
That is insane.
And you know me, I always look for the weird shit at the end of the credits with regarding, animal safety, whatever. And that cracked me up. All right. That is Point Break. Now, I should have mentioned this ahead of time, but if you don't own this movie and wanted to watch it along with us, it is streaming all over the place. Tubi, Peacock, Pluto, Amazon Prime, and Freevee. It's everywhere. So it shouldn't be hard to find to do the watch along.
No, it's and on top of the fact, if you want a physical copy, just go up to your local fucking Walmart and it's probably in like a $5 bin. So
right?
It's not a hard movie to get.
Anything else you want to mention before we wrap this up?
I do want to point out one thing, because
Sure.
like I said, when I watched this for prep work, I watched it with my friend, and when we were watching that scene with the security guard that I made the joke about Kevin from The Office, he told me, and he was on his phone, he looked it up and he said, "Oh, that really is Kevin from The Office." I kept insisting, "No, it's not. No, it's not," because I don't recall him ever doing like a lot of work, especially back then. Just looked it up. So if you're listening, fuck you, dude. The guy's name is John, I'm going to try and pronounce it, Apicella. That is the security guard. And he
Okay.
did not work on The Office.
So I'm glad you got that vindication there. I could have told both of you right now, just watching this, that is not the guy that played Kevin in The Office. He doesn't look like him at all. You guys are nuts.
I knew it wasn't him. I mean, like watching it, like he's like, that looks like Kevin. I was like, okay, yeah, it does. I mean, in a way, like it kind of looks like him.
But it's not. No,
but he was very insistent. So
all right.
No, you were wrong. I just that ass. Wait, hold on a second. That sounds wrong.
All right. That is going to wrap up our commentary track, Patreon exclusive on 1991's Point Break. Thank you, sir, for going on this little surf ride with me.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you for being Patreon members. And we will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Later, brah.
Hey, listeners, Drive-In Dave here saying we know you have a lot of options when it comes to podcasts, so we want to thank you so much for listening to ours. Please be sure to follow us on all your social media platforms. Join us in the Bad Movie Conversation. We're on Facebook with a Let's Talk Turkeys page, as well as a discussion group where you can chat with other people who also love bad movies. We're also on Instagram at Let's Talk Turkeys, all one word. Plus, we're on Twitter with the handle @Gobble Podcast. That's GOBBLEPODCAST. And of course, you can always email us direct at Let's Talk Turkeys, all one word, @yahoo.com.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.